friends, today our topic of discussion is nutrition in plants. You must have often taken several pics from your mobile camera, but I am sure that most of you must have enjoyed clicking pics of nature's beauty much more than the pics of the city and busy streets. Such is the beauty of nature. The green fields and spaces catches the attention so much. A part of their beauty, humans depend on plants in numerous ways. One reason we depend on plants is for food. The components of food that are necessary for our body are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. These are called nutrients. The process of taking in food by an organism and its utilization by the body is called nutrition. The living world consists of organisms that show two kinds of nutrition: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Green plants are able to prepare their own food from simple raw materials, which are carbon dioxide from the air and water and minerals from the soil. Plants get the energy for preparing food from sunlight. This mode of nutrition, where green plants make food themselves from simple substances, is called autotrophic nutrition. Auto means self, trophism means feeding. Therefore, the green plants are called autotrophs. The cells of green leaves and young stems of the plant contain numerous green structures called chloroplast. The chloroplasts are green because of the presence of a green pigment called chlorophyll. It is chlorophyll that traps energy from sunlight. Leaves take in carbon dioxide from air through tiny pores called stomata. When we are talking about one stomata, that is its singular form, it is called stoma. These pores, that is stomata, are located on the underside of leaves. The stomata are surrounded by guard cells. The guard cells control opening or closing of stomata. The water is absorbed from the soil by root hairs present in root. The water and minerals absorbed by the plants are transported to leaves through xylem vessels that are like pipes. These pipes run through the root, stem, branches and leaves. Using the solar energy of the sun, a chemical reaction takes place in the green parts of the plant, in which carbon dioxide and water are converted into food in the form of glucose. Oxygen is released in the process. Since the synthesis of food occurs in presence of sunlight, it is called photosynthesis, in which photo means light and synthesis means combination of components or making of something. So we can say that photosynthesis is a process in which glucose is synthesized from carbon dioxide and water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Thus, photosynthesis combines the non-living components of the environment, water and carbon dioxide in presence of sunlight to form food. The food synthesized by the green leaves is transported to the other parts of the plant by the stem. In most plants, glucose is converted into starch and stored in leaves, stems, roots, etc. The food that plants make is used not only by themselves but also by the entire living world. Similarly, photosynthesis helps to maintain the balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. Therefore, in the absence of photosynthesis, life would have been impossible. So, if we think about the conditions necessary for photosynthesis to occur, we can say the presence of chlorophyll, the presence of sunlight, availability of carbon dioxide, availability of water is very necessary. Carbohydrates that plants synthesize during photosynthesis are made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. These are used to synthesize other components of foods like protein and fats. Now, Protein contain nitrogen. Though air contains large amount of nitrogen, plants cannot absorb this nitrogen directly. They get nitrogen in two ways. Soil contains certain bacteria called rhizobium that can convert atmospheric nitrogen into water-soluble compounds. Plants absorb these compounds along with water to get nitrogen. Secondly, farmers add fertilizers rich in nitrogen to the soil. These are absorbed by plants. Animals and non-green plants such as fungi and bacteria cannot prepare their own food. They depend directly or indirectly on green plants for their nutrition. This mode of nutrition is called heterotrophic nutrition. Animals and non-green plants are known as heterotrophs. We will discuss this in detail in our upcoming video. Here you can see a student has made a craft in which a leaf is shown, and inside it you can see the guard cells, stomata, chloroplasts, etc. By making such interesting crafts, you can learn and remember these plant processes easily.